What's up, y'all? It's been a minute. Of course, we had the storms that came through all of the country, everywhere, and we still have a lot of problems in Texas, of course, where they don't have power yet and they don't have water. We still don't. I mean, I'm sitting here with my water bottle because I'm finally back in the office after almost 10 days of not being in my office because of the weather, and we've been pretty much snowed in. And Memphis isn't built to take this type of weather, so we don't even have water pressure yet. But I'm back in the office because the sun is out, the streets have melted, and I can get busy again. So I'm back to give you some good information. This is Chris, arch-usa.com. Make sure you guys have liked and that you are looking back into the old videos on this channel because there's a lot of really good information that people have overlooked. Why? Because I'm not a big YouTuber, and that's not even the point of everything. I write books. So I'm one of those sneaker people where you're like, whoa, what does he do? Well, I write books. You can go almost anywhere. You can go to the website and find this book, Sneaker Resale and Retail in the New Normal. And why am I talking about my book when I have this post open and you're like, well, what is Chris talking about with ASICS Ventures, invest in dreamstock, taking the lead on professionalizing youth sports? I've been writing about. First, those of you who know what I've done in sneakers, you should remember that I ran one of the biggest basketball websites in the country from 2004 up to 2010. So I sent like 100 guys to college on basketball scholarships. I was a high school head coach and a junior college recruiter, and then I was a scout for a lot of different colleges, sending players to college. Anyway, that is important for this one particular reason. In this book, at the end of the book, I added an addendum. And this section basically became a kind of a revision of a revision, right? I even say that in the book. And what I wanted to do was give you guys who read the book a list of the investments that are taking place in the sneaker industry. And not just right now, everybody who's a young person or an older person and looking at sneakers, I mean, I see like old white dudes running around flipping sneakers. And I'm like, man, it's really time for me to stop doing this, man, because if these guys are doing it, the whole world is flipping sneakers. And at that point, it's not even about the love anymore. People don't even care. They don't even know what they're flipping. They just know they need to get the ones. And I'm like, dude, there are so many more opportunities available in sneakers if you really love sneakers. And sports are at the root of why we are all wearing sneakers and why we love sneakers. So let's get to it. Chris, stop talking so much. I've been writing about these investments. So I'm going to give you a list of investments that ASICS has made in the last few years out of their venture corporation. All right. So we go to ASICS Ventures on the ASICS website, and they're talking about this latest one, which is dreamstock. I'm going to come back to this. Let me read you a list of all of these businesses that ASICS has invested in. All right, you guys ready? Civix Material Sciences, Pulse Active Stations Network, Pirate Smart Fabrics, Curve Labs Inc., Aura Vision, right? That sounds like WandaVision. But Adidas, through their Sports Accelerator. These are opportunities that exist for you and your friends to sit down and come up with ideas, tech ideas for the sports and sneaker industry, but they're being overlooked because maybe you haven't heard about this stuff. So through Station F, Adidas has what? Selected startups, Overtime, Hero, Running Care, a digital coach that helps runners to prevent and treat injuries, Blue Bite, Sneaker Crib, Store, One, Yay, Eye Candy Lab, Radius 8, Stuffster, Vecchia, New Run, Nike, right underneath, right? And this is all in the book. And I'm just making sure I'm going through this because to get to the conversation on Dreamstock, I'm making sure you recognize, and the link to the book will be in the description. So you can get this book. And I have an older book on the sneaker industry that you should read as well. But this is what's crazy. All right. So I can just read what's on the screen here. I've been away from basketball for a long time, but I do help to, well, I don't even help anymore. I've taught him and set the website up, and he runs it. His name is Chuck Lawson. His nephews play at Oregon, and a couple of them are playing professional basketball. But Chuck runs one of the best websites in the country. Chuck should see this, right? Dreamstock. And let's read what Dreamstock is. Dreamstock was founded in July 2017 and supports the youth generation by providing matching services with professional soccer clubs, mainly in Brazil and Europe. So ASICS invested in Dreamstock. It's a smartphone application that helps young soccer players upload their profile with video. Dreamstock has developed its users throughout the world, especially via social networking. Their service has users in 55 countries. These dudes have created an app that functions like an agent. That's amazing. And it should make your mind go poof. With the way YouTube works and the opportunities with cell phones, and if you can get a lot of people that want to work together, because it's going to take a team. If you guys get out here, the potential to create sports leagues and sports agencies has taken on a completely different level of opportunity. And for research, right? And I opened this up so you guys could see it. We know last week Nike invested in Datalog. So here's sports companies investing in tech companies while everybody's sitting around talking about, flipping the next shoe. Maybe you should be thinking about flipping the next code. And by code, I mean coding. All right? For your research, I wrote these articles about the sports industry. And one in particular, I said, should America start paying the elite amateur athletes like in Europe? And obviously, my answer is yes. Because if you go in and you read this article, which is in the description below, you'll find that these guys are signing 13-year-old defenders in soccer. And they're paying this kid $215,000 a year. Now, this was written back in 2017. And I'm sure Manchester City, what's the kid's name? Finley Burns. Great name. Finley Burns, right? A 13-year-old defender. The Adidas guys are out there, and this was written because I was looking at some other information, but more research material for you. If you've never seen Amateur with Tariq, I don't care what, he's always going to be Tariq in power. But if you haven't seen Amateur, you need to watch Amateur. And then you need to go in and watch High Flying Bird. All right? And High Flying Bird, I think, is critical to, if you're in any business, not just sneakers. High Flying Bird is a case study on disruption, and that's not a lie. It's an amazing film. Back to the beginning. ASICS invested in Dreamstock. Somewhere right now, you and a few of your friends have went to almost no games this last year. But you know where there's a gym. You know how to kind of reach a lot of players. Even if they're guys that have already graduated. And this can be a regional thing. You can create sports leagues. And because YouTube is so awesome, and so is Instagram and TikTok, and because these platforms are so amazing, you can create your own leagues. People watch sports in digital chunks. The world is changing. The opportunities are there. I can't even go on. All of the links will be in the description as usual. And if you want to pick up the books, please pick up the books because they're good. And they're going to help you, especially. And if you guys want to talk about the flipping stuff, I talk about flipping shoes also. And I know a lot of people really want that information. But man, there's some amazing stuff happening around the footwear industry that does not have anything to do with flipping shoes. Appreciate you guys for checking this out. I know it was long, but hopefully it was good information. See you guys on the next one. I'm happy to be back in the studio, man. Feels good to be home. Peace, y'all.